Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca, and today we're going to do a Chewy review on the 3 cards that came out in the Ducks on the Pond Elite Pack. These 3 cards are MVP Ernie Banks, Signature Series Aroldis Chapman, and Future Stars Jo Adell. They are a 1 in 10 chance to get them in the new Elite Ducks on the Pond pack. They are 97 plus overall. Ernie Banks and Jo Adell are 99s. Aroldis Chapman's a 97 overall. Hit that subscription button for me. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below what you guys think about these 3 new Elite cards. Also hit that notification bell so you know whenever I upload videos. Let's get into the Chewy reviews of each of these cards here. We'll start out with the MVP Ernie Banks. The first card of these 3 cards in the Elite tier that we're going to go over is a 1959 MVP 99 overall, Ernie Banks, a shortstop, played for the Chicago Cubs. He's known as Mr. Cub himself. He's right-handed throwing, right-handed batting, has a secondary position of third base, and he has diamond hitting and diamond defense. In 1959, Ernie Banks won his 2nd consecutive MVP, which means he also won it in 1958 as well. His stat line for the 1959 season was a .304 batting average, .374 on base percentage, .596 slugging percentage, a .970 OPS. He led the National League in intentional walks with 20. He hit 45 home runs, 143 RBIs, which also led the National League. He had a 10.2 WAR for the season, and this was the 4th year in a row he hit 40 home runs. So he absolutely mashed the ball in the 50s whenever he was playing. Back-to-back MVP winner. Just a very amazing stretch here, especially in Ernie Banks' prime. Really, really good baseball player. Let's look at his attributes. He has 95 contact versus righty, 125 contact versus lefty, 114 power versus righty, 102 power versus lefty with 101 vision. He has 82 discipline and 125 clutch. His fielding is 84 fielding, 84 arm strength, 82 arm accuracy, 81 reaction with 53 speed. Very low on the stealing here at 6 stealing and 12 base running aggressiveness. So you're not going to steal many bases with Ernie Banks, but he absolutely rakes for power as a shortstop. Let's take a quick look at his quirks. His quirks are hitting machine, bomber, 20/20 vision, sniper, pressure cooker, and unbreakable. The hitting machine and bomber quirk definitely is going to do very well for this Ernie Banks card. He also has a very glitchy swing if it hasn't switched from the year before, so he's definitely going to hit the ball long and far. That's what we like to see, especially at shortstop. He's a big-time power hitter for a shortstop. Guys, looking at these attributes, I think this Ernie Banks card is very, very good. I already discussed a moment ago that he has a glitchy swing. He's going to give you a lot of power with 100 plus versus lefties or versus righties. He has good vision, good contact. I really, really like this card. The only downside to the card, he's only 53 speed, so his range isn't going to be the best, but he does have pretty decent fielding at 80 plus reaction and 84 fielding. So I really do like this card. For the price that he's going to go on the open market at over 100K, he's a little pricey for me. Personally, at shortstop, for ranked seasons, I would recommend just building your cap or getting somebody that's a little bit cheaper at shortstop. However, if you are lucky enough to pull him in the 35K pack at 35,000 stubs, this card is an absolute steal. And because of that, this card is going to get a 4.5 Chewy rating here. Super good card. I just think the price on the open market's going to be too high. But if you get lucky enough to pull him in the pack, definitely worth it. 4.5 Chewies for Ernie Banks. He's going to be a very, very good card for a lot of people. The second of 3 cards we have for the Elite tier Ducks on the Pond is the Signature Series Aroldis Chapman. In his card here, they have him with the Cincinnati Reds. As many of you know, he plays on the New York Yankees now. He has a live series card in the game that's a very good card as well. He is left-handed throwing, left-handed batting. I don't think you'll really bat with him much, being that he's a closing pitcher. And he throws 5 pitches in his Signature Series card: a 4-seam fastball, a sinker, a slider, a change, and a 2-seam fastball. He's originally from Cuba, and this is when he was age 24 is what he's depicted on the card. However, with the Signature Series cards, when we go over their statistics, we're going to do a whole career for Aroldis Chapman, and I'm going to give you his career stats after playing in Major League Baseball for 10 seasons. He's a 6-time All-Star. He has a 2.23 ERA. He has 273 career saves. He has a 14.8 K per 9. He has 883 strikeouts total in his career. He has a 0.5 home runs per 9 and a career 1.023 whip. And he has a 17.3 WAR for his entire career. Aroldis Chapman, since he's been in the league, has been one of the hardest throwing guys to ever throw a baseball, and he's been absolutely dominant pretty much every year he's pitched. He's maybe had one year where there was an outlier where he didn't pitch that one. I think his ERA was about 3.5, which is not very good for Aroldis Chapman standards. But the rest of the time, he's pitching at under a 2.5 ERA, almost sub 2 some years. So he's been absolutely amazing, has a great career. Let's look at the card itself. He has 26 stamina, 125 hits per 9, 125 K per 9, 64 base on balls per 9, 99 home run per 9, 125 pitching clutch, 79 control with 99 velocity and 99 break. So the attributes are looking great here. Let's look at his pitch repertoire. His pitches that he throws is the four-seam fastball. It's going to go over 100 miles an hour, guaranteed. He throws a sinker that goes 95, a slider that goes 90, a changeup that goes 87, and a two-seam fastball that goes 97 miles an hour. So he does have a plethora of pitches to choose from. Normal card in the live series has 4 pitches, no two-seam fastball. His card in previous seasons only had 3 pitches, so they keep adding pitches to this card, and he's already absolutely filthy, even when he only had 3 pitches. His quirks are cannon, pressure cooker, stingy, untouchable, grounded, cheesy, sinker baller, knee buckler, outlier. Outlier 2, I don't even know what that means. Oh, his secondary pitches can... I think it's the only card that has outlier 2, which means his secondary pitches exceed max velocity. So he can just throw the ball very, very hard. Period. That's ridiculous. All right. I don't know if that's all secondary pitches or just one secondary pitch. I don't know. Those quirks are just the most ridiculous quirks I've seen. Guys, looking back at the attributes here, this card is going to be scary to face on the mound. The only downside at all of this card is literally his control's a little wonky. He's max at everything else. He's 125 where it can be 125. He's 99 at the other things other than his base on balls per 9 and his control. And his control's 79, so he's not super wild. This is going to be a first. This is going to be a first here. Aroldis Chapman's getting 5 chewies. This is the first card I've rated 5 chewies. This is the best relief pitcher I think in the game right now. He's 97 overall, but I bet you he plays above that. The only thing that has him at 97 overall is the fact that his control's low. If you take away the control issue, which the regular Aroldis Chapman has pretty terrible control anyway, and everyone pitches with him just fine. This card is filthy. He has great attributes. He's getting 5 chewies. There's just no arguing here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, if he's deserving of the first ever 5 chewy rating, or what you guys think. I think this is the filthiest card in the Elite Tier pack. Hands down. I just think there's not too many left-handed relief pitchers that are even close to touching him. The only card even close to this is the Billy Wagner, and he's 10 times better than that card is. The last card in the Elite Tier of the Ducks on the Pond pack is the center fielder, future star for the Los Angeles Angels, Jo Adell. A center fielder, right-handed throwing, right-handed batting. He's the first future star that's 99 overall in the game so far. I'm sure there'll be a few others that are 99 overall from the future stars if Jo Adell's one of them. Being that he's only ranked 6th in MLB top 100, that means there's 5 guys that are better than him. I'm assuming some of those guys are going to get 99 overalls. He has diamond hitting, diamond defense. Let's see what Jo Adell looks like as a prospect, since this is like a future stars card of what he can potentially be. From Baseball America, he's ranked number 3 in the top 100. Major League Baseball, as I already mentioned, he's ranked number 6. Baseball Prospectus, he's ranked number 2. He's number 1 in the Angels organization. And his scores out of 80 are 55 for hitting, 60 for running, 60 for fielding, 65 for power, 60 for arm strength, and his overall is 65. An overall 65 out of 80 when it comes to scouts is very, very high. I think there might be 1 or 2 guys that are ranked 70, because it's normally out of a 5, like it goes by 5s. So to be 65 ranked is very, very high for a prospect. This guy is going to be a stud. The Angels are going to have a nasty outfield if they can keep some of these young players. Between Mike Trout, Jo Adell, and Brandon Marsh, I think they're going to have a pretty good outfield for the next, 10 years. Hopefully they can keep some of these guys. We'll see how they pan out. In Major League Baseball, you just kind of never know how guys will pan out. Let's see how this 99 overall Jo Adell looks on the card for his attributes. 83 contact versus righties, 97 contact versus lefty, 110 power versus righty, 108 power versus lefty, 75 vision, 92 discipline, 109 clutch. For the fielding, he has 86 fielding, 83 arm strength, 80 arm accuracy, 89 reaction with 90 speed, 81 stealing, and 73 base run aggressiveness. The Jo Adell on his attributes is pretty impressive. If he came out in the game a little bit earlier, I feel like there's other guys that maybe they don't have the speed to match his power, but there are other guys in the game already that kind of already have these attributes that are relatively free to play. Prime example would be the Cody Bellinger that just came out. He has a little bit lower vision, but he pretty much has the same contact and power, maybe a little bit more power. There's a few other future stars like Taylor Trammell that's numbers are actually really close to this Jo Adell's, and he's a 5 overall difference. So I just don't know if this Jo Adell is really worth it, especially not in the elite tier. I think he's the worst card in the elite tier, if I'm being honest. Let's look at his quirks real quick. His quirks are Hitting Machine, Bomber, Walker, Quick Reflexes, Sniper, Speedster, Thief, Pressure Cooker, Unbreakable. So he does have some good quirks. He has the Hitting Machine, Bomber, Walker, the big 3 that I like. And then he has the Quick Reflexes and Sniper for the field, as well as Speedster. So he just has some pretty decent quirks, which makes the card a little bit nicer. But honestly, I just don't think it's worth the elite tier price you're going to have to pay. Guys, this Jo Adell is just not impressive for this point in the game, and the prices you have to pay for him in the open market, because he's going to be priced about the same as the Aroldis Chapman and Ernie Banks we just went over. This Jo Adell is getting 2 chewies. He's a very good card. I just don't think where he's at in the game is really worth the price value. If you do get him for 35K, he's a great value, but compared to the other options you can get, as well as just some free cards you can get in the outfield, I don't think Jo Adell really stacks up that great. So he's getting 2 chewies here. Just a very disappointing card for me. I feel like they could have made it a little bit more juice, especially in the vision and his contact. But guys, 2 chewies, that's what Jo Adell's getting. So we've went over the elite tier of the Ducks on the Pond pack here. And it had the MVP Ernie Banks, Signature Series Aroldis Chapman, and Future Stars Jo Adell. I think hands down, 9 out of 10 times you should pick Aroldis Chapman. The only other time you should pick anybody else is in that 10th time if you already had Aroldis Chapman. He's the best card out of the 3. They don't have other relievers like this in the game, especially with them in the patch that just came out, switching how starting, pitching, and regeneration of energy works. I think you're going to need more relievers in your pen that are really, really good. Aroldis Chapman fits that bill. He's the best lefty reliever in the game right now. Absolutely filthy. The best card out of the elite tier. Although Ernie Banks is a very, very close second and a very good card. That's who I would pick if you already have Aroldis Chapman. Or for whatever reason, you don't need somebody in your bullpen. I think at this point everyone does. But if you'd rather have the Ernie Banks is also a good option. I would stay away from the Jo Adell. Like I said before, I think you can find other cards that are equivalent to Jo Adell with lower overalls that will give you the same performance that Jo Adell will. So Aroldis Chapman, 9 out of 10 times unless you already have him. Then pick Ernie Banks. That's my conclusion to the elite tier of the Ducks on the Pond. You guys have a great day and be safe.